Good evening, everybody. It is Wednesday night. Dynamite is over. Pretty good show tonight. A little disappointed in the ending, but overall a good show from what I was able to see. But I am not here to talk about that tonight. This is going to be a short live tonight, more of just kind of a news live this evening. But as always, please remember to give the channel a like and a subscribe and hit the notification bell so you can be updated every time something new is on the channel. And also, please don't forget to go to all of our other social media, TikTok, Twitter, Instagram. And the easiest way to do that is to go to our link tree, which is in our bio, and you can see all of our different social media. So the report has come out that Freddie Prinze Jr., the actor, and actually former creative member of WWE, is now interested in starting his own wrestling promotion sometime within the next 18 months. I find it kind of interesting that he wants to do this. And he obviously has a passion for the industry. He has a passion for wrestling. And after working when he did in WWE, he sees probably some things that can be done differently, that he would want to do. But is there enough room in, we'll just say in American wrestling, for there to be another big promotion? And I'm going to assume that if Freddie Prinze Jr. is going to do this, that, it is going to be a bigger product. We already have the war on top between WWE and AEW. Then you have Impact, Ring of Honor, GCW, MLW, and then a whole nother tier below that. Is there room for another big player in the game? And if he really does pull this off, who's going to end up getting hurt from this? Will it be WWE? Will it be AEW? Will it be Impact, Ring of Honor, or some of those next tier companies? Does he stand a chance? Where will he get talent from? Will he try to get talent from the big companies? Will he pull a bunch of names from the independent scene that maybe aren't known to a lot of the casual wrestling fans? What is his plan? I personally look at this. Yes, the Scooby-Doo actor. That's right. He is legit. I mean, this is something, it's not as, okay, as the smaller independent promoters that I've talked to over the years have said, you get those guys that they get their tax refund and they're big fans of wrestling and they think they can run independent shows with their $5,000 tax return, and then they flame out. Not going to be the case with Freddie Prinze Jr. He's a smart guy. He's thinking this through. He's going to get partners in, but I don't know. I see this as being a real failed attempt. I think he's been looking at what AEW's done, what Tony Khan and Cody Rhodes and Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks, what they did. But you're talking about 4 world-renowned wrestlers combining with a billionaire businessman. Now, no offense to Freddie Prinze Jr., he's not a billionaire businessman. And even if he got the money behind him, he'd have to get a couple of big name wrestlers behind him with this. And we've seen this kind of thing before. There have been numerous times over the last 30 years when organizations have, people have tried to come up with the next best thing in wrestling. And it looks good on paper for, a few months, and then all of a sudden it just flames out. The list is way too long for these attempts that have been there before. I don't wish him failure, but I just don't know if there's enough room in the wrestling landscape for yet another big product. Yes, XPW was one of them. You're right, Raymond. There have been so many of them over the years. Yes, he is married to Sarah Michelle Gellar. Good get there. I don't know. Maybe I'm starting to get jaded in my older age here that I just don't think certain things are going to work out well. And you look at it from the standpoint of the numbers of people watching professional wrestling. The number one wrestling show in America right now is drawing about 2 million viewers on regular broadcast TV and is just under 2 million viewers on cable TV. The next best option is averaging just under 1 million viewers on Wednesday nights. So you could say there are 3 million wrestling fans watching it out there. And then you add in what Impact is doing, but it's nowhere near the numbers that we were seeing back in the Attitude Era, back in the Monday Night Wars, where you were seeing upwards of 10 million people watching wrestling every single week. Though I think some of those numbers were actually skewed a little bit because how many people were doing what I did and flipping back and forth or watching one live and recording the other? I think we saw a lot of that. That could be the big downfall to him. There have been talks for years and years and years of starting a wrestling union. And I truly believe, professional wrestlers, once they reach a certain level, they shouldn't be considered independent contractors anymore. They should be considered employees. And, they should have things taken care of for them. But it's hard to do that when, I just don't see a wrestling union working out well. Who is getting more viewers? Well, if you look at the ratings, if you look at the numbers, WWE has been. They've been pulling in more. Teaming with the Screen Actors Guild, oh boy. I don't know. That adds a whole nother element into things that really is going to set him up for failure. When you bring in an entity like that yes, it may work out well for a while.
Control is not supported in child profiles.
Okay. I don't know what that was. The ALEXA is acting up again. See, Raymond, you were like me. You flip-flopped. Now, again, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm just looking at it from the aspect of I've seen this kind of thing before, and It didn't work before and ain't going to work now. But I kind of thought the same thing with AEW too, that I thought, give them 2 years and it's going to be just like, Impact was, like, anything else, that it looked good for a while and then it flamed out. AEW is obviously not going anywhere. They're obviously not. But I don't know. We'll have to see what happens here. I mean, 18 months, you're basically looking at the end of next year, beginning of 2024. The landscape of professional wrestling could change dramatically between now and then. Who knows what's going to happen with WWE and AEW and Impact. Ring of Honor is the wild card right now. We don't know what Tony Khan is planning on doing with that. What is the relationship between New Japan Pro Wrestling and AEW? What's going to happen with that? Are we going to see more open relationships between other organizations and AEW? Nobody knows at this point in time what's going to happen. None of us have our crystal ball and can see the future. Who knows? Maybe there will be a push late next year when, if there's, certain groups of talent that suddenly are coming up on the ends of their contracts and they see a new opportunity. They saw what Cody and Omega and the Young Bucks were able to do. Like, hey, I'm going to get in on the ground floor of this and see what we can do with it. There could be talent that does that. Who's to say? Maybe we'd see an MJF in the early stages of that organization doing what Chris Jericho did. Chris Jericho jumping on board when he pretty much had made a promise to Vince McMahon that he was never going to work for another American-based promotion again, that he would stay, he would work, he would work Japan, he could go work Mexico, whatever, but he wasn't going to work another American-based organization, and he went and did it. Yeah, AWA back in they did it twice, actually, in the late 80s, and then again in, I think it was 1990, they attempted, and they had a run for a little while, but it was, again, it was the end of the territorial days. You still had all these promoters that were trying to push their own agendas and their own guys, and they just didn't have the financial means to go head to head with Vince McMahon. That's the difference between Tony Khan and everybody else, is Tony Khan's got the money, but he's a businessman. He's not a wrestling promoter. He's a businessman, and that's what makes the difference. That's what makes the huge difference here with that situation. All right, I see a lot of other questions coming in tonight, and I'd love to talk about the stuff, but I'm not going to get into it tonight because, quite honestly, I want to keep this one short tonight because, one, I'm very tired. Two, this has been kind of a stressful day for me, and I just, I don't want to. I'm not going to delve into anything personal here, but I just, I don't have the time or energy to do a longer stream tonight. I had almost thought about not doing one tonight, quite honestly, letting the streak end at 63, but doggone it, I'm much more stubborn than that. I'm going to keep going. So I see a lot of the questions that are popping up here, and I'm going to keep track of these for tomorrow, and we'll address these as best as I can tomorrow. I have no clue what time I'm going to be on tomorrow. It's probably going to be another short stream tomorrow night because it is it's my daughter's birthday tomorrow, her 17th birthday, and also going to be going to see Doctor Strange 2 tomorrow night, which I'm excited about. So I don't know what's going to end up happening. I really don't. I'm not sure on the timing. And again, it's probably going to be a short one, and we'll probably just be hitting the top 1 or 2 news stories of the day. I saw the comments about, we had 2 Impact stars making their debuts tonight, and they both lost. Well, you had to know W. Morrissey was going to lose, but he had a good showing. I was a little surprised in Deonna Purrazzo losing, but then again, it kind of makes sense because Mercedes Martinez is an AEW talent, and they're going to want the Ring of Honor belt on somebody that is under their umbrella. Hopefully, Deonna Purrazzo did enough tonight to garner interest from AEW to maybe have her come in. She would be an astounding addition to the AEW women's division. And who knows, if they have a joker in the women's Owen tournament, maybe it's Deonna Purrazzo. I would be thrilled to death with that. And I tweeted this, and this is the question I ask. What on earth was wrong with WWE that they didn't see talent in her when she was in NXT? Really? I just don't get it. All right. Yes, Tom, Tony Khan is doing a really good job with AEW wrestling. Is it perfect? No. Still making mistakes, but he lives and learns from the mistakes he makes, and he really attempts not to make the same mistakes over and over again. Dynamite, while it may not have been a perfect show, it may not have even been the best one of the year. It's still a consistently good show every week. I look forward to it every week because I know there's going to be good wrestling. I mean, Dante Martin and Rey Fenix, holy crap, that was a good match. It was exactly what I expected. They finished out the last half an hour of the show with 2 different women's segments. Though the Thunder Rosa promo wasn't that great. I really like Thunder Rosa, but it kind of muddled along a little bit. Jericho and Santana was hard hitting. It was a great match. Jeff Hardy and Bobby Fish at the beginning was incredible. It was a great match as well. And we got the tease for the Hardys versus the Young Bucks, which a lot of people want to see. So, all right, I'm going to head out. Thank you very much, everybody. My apologies for it being a short stream tonight, but that's kind of what the plan was. So have a good night. As soon as I'm able to figure out what time I'm going to be on tomorrow, like I said last night, the next couple of days are going to be really tough. They really are. Right now, I can tell you, WrestleScope Weekly, it actually will be on Saturday. I know I'd been saying it was going to be Sunday, but I don't want to do a 1-hour show on Mother's Day. Most likely will be around 3 p.m. Central Time, and it may actually be one of my shorter shows of the run of this channel. I'm just going to have to hit things real hard, real quick, and just kind of leave it at that. So as soon as I'm able to get the actual time locked in, I will get it posted. I'll get it on there. Same thing with TikTok. I'll have it listed as a live event as well. So, but next week should be able to get back to a little bit more of a normal schedule. Things quiet down for me next week a little bit. So thank you very much for tuning in. Greatly appreciate it as always. Please remember to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell. Greatly appreciate all of you guys, and we will talk to you tomorrow on day 65.